welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to see how to make this colorful and beautiful saree cake. Amazing, right? And yes, the flowers, the jewelry, the saree which you are seeing in this pic is completely edible, which means safe to eat. So let's start this video by baking a cake, and for baking a cake I used 9 into 13 inches baking tray, and I just baked a basic vanilla cake. And you can check my channel videos for the recipe of both egg and eggless cake, or you can check the description box below for the recipe of this vanilla sponge cake. After baking the cake, allow it to cool. Trim the edges on all sides for a perfect finishing, and when you are done, carefully cut the cake horizontally into 2 layers so that we can add icing between the layers. To keep the cake fresh till we cover with fondant, wrap the cake with a plastic wrap and keep aside. So this is our first step in making of saree cake, and we are done with it. Our second step is to make and color the fondant. For making fondant, microwave 1 cup of marshmallows by adding half tablespoon of water for 30 seconds for about 3 to 4 times till they turn into paste. Now mix 2 cups of powdered sugar to this paste, and also while working with fondant, make sure your hands are clean. To prevent sticking, coat work surface with corn flour or vegetable shortening. Knead the paste for 8 to 10 minutes till we get dough-like consistency. I just showed fondant recipe in brief, and if you're interested, you can check the description box below for detailed fondant recipe. After kneading, allow it to sit for 12 hours to get a firm fondant. After 12 hours, fondant is ready to use, and now we can color it. Knead the fondant until soft before use. I am showing you how to color fondant for a small batch. To color them, I used Wilton's brand food gel colors. As we need red and yellow fondant for this saree cake, mix 2 to 3 drops of red gel color to white fondant. Now mix this red gel color with fondant by pulling it out and folding it in. Just continue kneading till color gets mixed evenly. Our red fondant will get ready with 4 to 5 minutes of kneading, and yes, it's a very good workout for hands. Fondant usually dries out quickly, so keep it covered when unused in a plastic wrap or Ziploc bag. And now let's add yellow color to fondant. Knead it evenly till we get yellow color. And if fondant gets stick to your hands while kneading, just rub your hands with corn flour or vegetable shortening. Now yellow fondant is ready. Fondant can be stored for 2 months in airtight container at room temperature. If you can't make fondants, you can just use store-bought fondants or ready-made fondants. I provided Amazon links to buy ready-made fondants in description box. So we are done with step 2. Step 3 is to make saree pallu with colored fondants. I used red color for blouse and pallu in the saree cake. So for making pallu, take 300 grams of red fondant and knead it for 3 to 4 minutes. Before rolling, sprinkle work surface with corn flour and start rolling evenly, just like we make chapatis. Lift fondant once in a while just to remove air bubbles. Roll it thin. And when we are done, cut edges of fondant with the help of scale and fondant cutter. As our cake is 9 into 13 inches, cut pallu that measures 14 inches in length. Make sure that we get a perfect edges. Now vertically cut small piece of fondant so that we can use this piece as blouse for saree cake. Always keep in mind that pallu should be rectangular in shape. Now start designing the pallu as you wish with your own design. I just designed a simple pallu, and for this I took edible metallic gold paint and painted 3/4 of the pallu with it, and also painted the borders. Allow it to dry for 15 minutes. After the paint dries, start painting the pallu. I used Wilton's brand ICING food colors. I just painted branches, leaves and flowers. As it is Paithani saree cake, the borders must have peacock in the design, so I added 3 peacocks with different colors. For shiny look, I added lemon yellow between the spaces of pallu. When you are done with pallu design, cut small cones at the end of pallu to make knots of the saree. You can paint your own design to make pallu look grand and rich. I used mango design in the rest 1/4 place of pallu. Follow the instructions in the video to make pallu knots. Allow paint to dry, and within 20 minutes our saree pallu will be ready. Step 4 is to make edible jasmine flowers. To make flowers, take white fondant and roll it to a round shape. Now gently press and roll at the tip of one end of the fondant. As we continue rolling, we get a jasmine flower shape head. Now, for making tip of the flower, take small piece of green fondant and roll it into a lock shape. Attach this tip to the head of jasmine flower. Seal the tip with head by pressing at the ends. Just to make it look real, I am adding line impressions to the flowers. So these beautiful and edible jasmine flowers are ready. After your flowers are ready, store in an airtight container till we use. For making perfect edible jewelry, professionals use silicone molds, but for buying them, I found it bit costly, as spending $20 on one type of mold is very expensive, and moreover, there are only 3 to 4 types of designs when coming to Indian jewelry. So I gave a thought of making molds on my own. For making molds, I used 2 tablespoons of glycerin, and it need not be edible. and added 1 tablespoon of water to this and gave a mix such that water dissolves in glycerin. I made a detailed video on how to make molds for jewelry making in my channel, and if you have any doubts you can check my YouTube channel or check description box for the YouTube link. Now add 2 tablespoons of gelatin and microwave for 9 seconds for about 3 times. You can see gelatin gets dissolved and becomes thick paste. Transfer this gelatin paste into bowl and take any jewelry design such as earrings, pendants, whatever you want as your cake topper, and immerse jewelry into gelatin mix. Wait for 30 minutes in room temperature, and now you can remove your jewelry. Doing in this process doesn't affect your original jewelry in any way. It is reusable too. We can again microwave this mold and make different molds. Now trim the edges and our jewelry molds are ready. For making edible jewelry, take small amount of white fondant and press fondant gently onto the mold, and we can release immediately. You can see the perfect impression of jewelry on the fondant. Now trim the excess for perfect finishing. For this saree cake, I made 3 molds, one for the earrings and other for the necklace pendant and other for the bangle. For making necklace pendant, take good amount of fondant and knead for a minute. Now roll it and press the fondant against mold. It is very simple process as within seconds you can get perfect necklace pendant. Once you press, no need to wait, you can immediately remove fondant from the mold. Again trim excess for a good look. So both our edible earrings and necklace pendants are ready. Place these jewelry fondants on a paper and spray edible food gold color. Give a coating and allow it to dry for 10 minutes. And this will be our first coating. Again spray second coating and allow it to dry for 10 minutes. For making it to look real, I painted edible lemon yellow color on jewelry and allow it to dry for 10 minutes. After jewelry gets dried, you can leave it or you can make it colorful. I painted red and green colors as they give impressions of red stones and green stones. So now our necklace pendant is ready. Paint the earrings in the same way and allow it to dry for 10 minutes. For making edible chains, take white fondant and press against pearl mold. This pearl mold I got with fondant kit. After getting perfect chains, trim the excess. And when we are done, arrange the pearl chains in the shape we desire before painting itself, because after painting we can't shape the chains. Repeat the same process of painting for the chains as we done for earrings and necklace pendant. Repeat the same process for the bangles too. Now for earring studs, take any colored fondant. Here I took some yellow fondant and just gave a press. For support, take toothpick and insert into earring along with fondant. As we don't want toothpick to be visible, cover toothpick with fondant. Now start frosting the cake layers with whipping cream or buttercream as you wish. Cover all sides of the cake with the icing. Add second layer of the cake and start icing it on all the sides evenly. You can check the recipe for this icing in the description box below. Make a good finishing and refrigerate this cake for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, dip spatula in warm water and make final finishing. You get perfect edges when spatula is dipped in warm water. So the frosting is done and cake is ready. To cover the body of cake, take 250 grams of yellow fondant and roll it thin. This will be covered on cake as saree. When we finish rolling the fondant, cover the yellow fondant on cake. Smoothen it to remove air bubbles. Now carefully trim the edges. As in step 3, we trimmed blouse piece and kept aside, and now it's time to design it on your own style. I painted borders with edible golden food paint. I just drawed borders and added flowers in between. When we fold a saree, we usually get folds. So to make saree fold prints, gently draw lines on the side of the cake. So now everything is ready and just assemble everything, that is saree, pallu, jewellery and flowers. So this is the amazing final output of saree cake. When I made this cake, I have shown this to few of my friends and family and they really thought it to be a saree. Apart from making this beautiful saree cake, the hardest part I feel is to cut this cake. Cut it into pieces and enjoy the cake. It's a special mention again and again that the saree, jewellery, the flowers, everything are edible and safe to eat. If you wanna store the cake, it can be covered and stored in fridge before you cut it. It stays fresh for 2 to 3 days. I made this saree cake just to surprise my mom, and my mom felt really happy on seeing this cake. I hope even you all love it too. So guys, if you like this video, please do like and share this video with your friends and family, and if you click this arrow mark, you can have the description box which I mentioned in the video. If you want to see more such videos from my channel, please do subscribe and click bell icon for video notifications. Thank you for watching.